Alright, let's go.
The three white guys sharing their opinions because they're special and different. Gold medals, they're women. Intellect. Chess. The council has spoken, and we are the chosen. The goes is broken because I forget.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Won't of the Council. I'm your host Kieran, and I've got Jazz in the booth.
Hello.
Zodiac on the couch.
What's up?
And fresh from the Summoner's Rift, we've got Sophie, our guest today.
You know I have so many other personality traits that aren't League of Legends, right? Like, it's not even
And we
related
don't
to the
care.
episode. You just had to put it in there. You just had to do me like that when I'm first being introduced.
And we've got Claire on the 3s and 4s today. And, you know, just to get started, since we are having a wonderful time on Discord, I thought that we should talk about how Discord has consistently managed to update their app to make it as unusable and unfriendly as humanly possible. Oh my god.
Oh my god, there are gaps. There are gaps in places I didn't know you could have gaps on a UI. What the fuck is going on?
So, to give a roundabout of what's going on, Discord has this week updated their overlay on their web app and their downloaded app. And what they have done is they wanted to make it more like the mobile app. And the problem with doing that is that they changed dark mode, so the contrast is all different. They changed the spacing on text, so chats are further apart. Everything is a square now. There's no circles anymore. The in-game overlay is terrible. And the best part, and I mean the best part, is that you can't adjust any of them!
I'm just looking at the voice chat box in the corner, and it makes me want to throw up.
Okay, so, like,
It's
is it really that bad? Like, I feel like so often there's been big Discord updates, and people are like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened,
I think
and
the
it's actually
spacing.
fine.
I think the spacing from the voice chat box, the spacing on the left edge, the bottom edge, and the right edge are all different.
Uh-huh.
And they may not be. I may just be losing my mind, but they look like they are, and it's infuriating.
They are different.
Well, sucks to be y'all. I'm in the before times. My Discord is fine. There is no problems with it. And I will not be updating.
Look at them with their working Discord.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at me. I'm so fancy. I don't have to suffer in the mines like the rest of us.
Damn right.
You will, Jazz.
They will get me eventually, unfortunately.
The spaces are so much bigger, and the icons are so much smaller, so there's so much empty space between everything.
So I was seeing in one of my servers some people had some settings that could possibly change it. I don't know if they actually do anything.
I'm actually so glad that you mentioned the settings in the appearance menu, because they do change things, but they change things in ways that are bad. So the message grouping, just instead of fixing the text spacing that is a problem now because they changed the baseline font size and kerning in Discord, it just clumps everything together. And when you do grouped, it just makes it triple the space apart. And you can't pick the font size that would actually fix it, which is in between 16 and 18. If we had 17, it would probably look a lot better. And they updated dark mode. They changed the classic Discord dark mode. Ash is the new dark mode. It's slightly darker, which fucks with all of the contrast for all text in Discord. And the other two dark modes are just black. They're just black.
I'm just now noticing that, so the dark mode is dark gray, and the text is just kind of lighter gray instead of white or something reasonable. And it's just not good.
Okay, but, like, what if you had the update? Like, take a screenshot of what your Discord looks like right now and send it in the Slack. I want to get a look at it.
I'm looking at some other screenshots I
bet
have.
it's not that bad. I bet it's
It-
fine.
Let me find a chat real quick for you, Sophie. Hold on.
Oh, why thank you.
Here, I'm sending one now, just of this screen.
Excellent. Wait.
I mean, it looks fine to me.
Wait, this is new? Oh, I have this already. It's completely fine. What's the fucking problem?
Oh
What?
my
Yeah,
god.
Like the
Sophie.
voice box
Oh
isn't
my
like
god.
weird, but the rest
This is literally fine. You guys are complaining about nothing.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Look
I
at the
knew-
server list. What the fuck is that?
Fine.
This
What's wrong
dude
with
is a
that?
jank
Oh
tank.
my god.
It's not
They
fine.
can be
Just because
squirrels.
it's not going to shoot me with a gun doesn't mean it's
There's nothing
fine.
wrong with squares. We all love Minecraft. That's squares.
Why are the icons so tiny? Why is there more space on the sides combined than there is
See,
icon
so
width?
for me at least, in my current old appearance tab, I have the chat font size increased and the zoom level decreased by a little bit. So
Well, you can't do it by a little bit in these settings.
Yeah,
I've tried.
You can't adjust it. You can't adjust it like a little bit. It is like 25, 50, 100.
Yeah, you know
Because they
what?
removed those settings.
that's very silly
yeah, this
of
is
them.
Like I was planning to lock in and like defend the update as like a bit, you know, to be funny for the intro. But I don't even have to pretend. This is completely fine. I don't
Yeah,
get what we're
it
mad
really
about.
honestly does look just like they moved a
That's
couple
right,
boxes
Jazz.
around.
That's right.
Very clearly, you guys don't have eyes because, like, as someone who relies on dark mode to be able to see, it is so bad and everything fades into the background and is so quiet and so dim. And then the darks are so dark that it hurts your eyes to look at any text. They changed this fucking spoiler text to be a gray square.
It
Just
already
look better. I don't know what
was.
to tell you.
No, it was a black square. It was a black
It was
bar
dark
because it was
gray.
redacted because
Skill
it made
issue.
sense.
Actual skill issue. Sorry.
I don't know. I think you're overreacting.
I think that you guys aren't reacting enough, but before
I can't react. I don't have the update.
I think you guys just don't care about the ways that these people will fuck with you. Like they don't care about you. They're
Yeah,
laughing
that's right.
at you.
I love company.
And you're
Okay,
eating it up.
name-
Are you defending-
You're
Neck of
eating up
company.
UI slop.
Oh,
you are eating up UI slop right now.
Of course, the
Yum,
League of
yum.
Legends player forgive big company.
Correct.
Name a single company that cares for you.
The
Valve.
company of my friends.
Having friends, that's kind of some gay shit. I won't lie to you.
That's true, and we don't have that here.
Nope.
That's true.
There's nothing.
This is a fully cisgender and heterosexual podcast.
Definitely.
Famously.
And
Definitely.
before we sacrifice Sophie to a dark god, I think that we should get into the posts.
I really
yeah,
want to
I'm ready.
sacrifice her though. It sounds fun.
So, this first post is a little long and comes from r/am I the asshole. Am I the asshole for being upset that my boyfriend threw out the food I was eating because he thought it was culturally insensitive?
Yes, you are the asshole. We are woke here.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Right off the bat.
So-called dark woke when you're not as dark woke as your boyfriend, I guess.
Just right off the bat, insane premise. I'm in. So, it goes, my boyfriend and I made dinner tonight from one of those meal delivery services, like HelloFresh. It was called Loaded Pork Taquitos. We forgot to pick our meals for this week, so they were chosen for us. So we cooked the recipe together. Usually he does the prep work, like cutting veggies, while I do the cooking. I knew already that my boyfriend wasn't excited about this recipe. He's Mexican and doesn't like Tex-Mex. However, I didn't know the extent to which he disliked it, as we've had it from other places, but he always commented his disdain for the food. So I finished cooking the dish, and we started eating it. Of course, it wasn't as good as authentic Mexican food, but I thought it tasted pretty good, honestly. I asked him how he felt about it, and he expressed his disdain for the dish, talking about how he feels like it's what's wrong with Tex-Mex and how it whitewashes his culture. I was listening but still eating the food because I was hungry and I just feel like eating something you cooked makes the experience better. Then he suddenly says that he hated the dish and he is too disgusted to have it eaten in our household. He then took his plate and mine and threw them directly into the trash, literally as I had my fork on the plate eating it.
No fucking way.
We're not done. We got into a fight afterwards, as I feel like him taking the food I was eating, disregarding any choice I had in the matter, was wrong. I do understand how he feels, though, as another POC, that's person of color for those of you who aren't as woke as us. It is frustrating to feel like your culture is being appropriated, erasing your community's history. In our argument afterwards, I told him that I respect how he feels about it, and that we won't eat Tex-Mex anymore. I just didn't know he felt that strongly about it before. But I still disagree with what he did, as I felt that it completely disregarded how I felt. I feel like if he had explained how strongly he felt about it, I would have stopped eating the food out of respect for him. However, he thinks that me being upset about his actions is wrong and indicative of my lack of respect for his culture. So am I the asshole? Insane.
All right.
Okay, I think
these
it's an
are-
important
so the-
question we have to ask before any of this. And that is what race are we, the podcasters? This feels important.
Oh, I'm like,
I don't see how.
We
I
got
don't see
any
how that's relevant.
Latinxes?
I don't
no.
see how that's relevant to the situation. Dustin, what about you? Thanks, Dustin.
Yeah. Because are we just a bunch of white bitches ruining on this? Do we need fucking Danny?
Definitely not.
Well, here's the problem. And I'll go first. They said in the post that the food is Tex-Mex, and the boyfriend is Mexican. So the boyfriend is not Texican-Mexican, so I don't see why he should be upset about his culture.
True.
Oh, God. Starting getting cancelled early with this one, huh? Anyway,
No, I mean, like...
Yeah, go ahead.
But I mean, you don't see Italians getting mad about like spaghetti and meatballs and like flipping tables in a restaurant. Like I understand that you feel like it's whitewashing, but like there are things that are just blends of cultures, and food tends to have those
also,
pretty often. You make a change to a dish to make it more in a way that people will like. Like, yeah, it's not as good as probably Mexican tacos. It's Tex-Mex. But I don't know. This feels a little dark woke to me.
But also, I want to say,
and I don't think you're wrong to get mad about food abuse. You know?
So here's another thing is like it's taquitos. Like you are choosing the hill to die on for your culture of like the quickest and most simple meal. Like you're getting mad over a ham sandwich.
No,
and not only that,
personally,
it's a Mexican
no,
ham
carry on.
sandwich. Taquitos are Mexican. They're not like
All right, I think we've
American
interrupted the woman enough to meet our quota. We should let Sophie get a turn.
Well, I wanted to say that I think it's really problematic that all of you guys are telling this Mexican man how to feel about his culture. And actually, you're all racist and should be sent to the wokeifying camp for reprogramming. I think if you see someone eating Tex-Mex, you should be allowed to grab the food they are currently eating and throw it away. You should be allowed to waste a bunch of food for no goddamn reason and throw a little tantrum about it. Maybe I'm just too woke, but someone's gotta say it.
Now, as a refined Southern gentleman myself, I have to interject here because that's a part of my cultural, Tex-Mex. But also, no! It's a meal service. It's HelloFresh. Like, it was even an accident that they got the recipe, but they have the food. They were going to have to cook something with it.
I think the funniest thing about this is the implication that this dude only eats, like, white person food from HelloFresh so as to not insult anyone's culture or something. So, like, why are you getting HelloFresh if their cultural indignities infuriate you so much?
The entire HelloFresh menu is cultural food.
And if you were going to get this mad and you were involved in the process, why didn't you make it more authentic?
I was gonna say, like, this dude helped cook the actual food. Did he not? Like, he could have had a problem a bit earlier than before his girlfriend was halfway through eating the meal.
You can't eat the cake and poison it too.
Yeah, no, like, to back off a bit from me screaming and being contrarian for content, like, obviously grabbing the meal someone is currently eating and just throwing it away because you're mad is, like, insane, right? Like, that's fucking nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, don't
no,
do that.
Like I said, it's food abuse. This is, like, you cannot do that to people's food. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. It's like, I don't know that I can strictly say this guy is wrong. I don't have the fucking cultural context for this. I'm a white bitch from Minnesota. But,
I think
like,
he's
come
got-
on, man. Be normal.
I think he's got some standing to be, like, upset about cultural appropriation and stuff. But you don't fix that by throwing out your girlfriend's dump food.
That's probably true, I guess. Let me ask you guys this, alright? What is... You have to pick a food that you're throwing away in the middle of a meal because it's too problematic. What is it?
Oh.
Any recipe made by the, the Southern woman.
Oh.
She's on...
Betty Crocker?
No, she's on all of the
Southern
pans.
woman.
Oh, man, I hate her so much.
Martha Stewart?
No.
Kieran, you're failing at woman hating. I expect better from you.
Oh my gosh. What is her name? She's in like everything now. She has her whole she has a line of like cookware that's in Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm not white enough to go to Walmart.
I don't really cook that much, so I don't know. I mostly do fact.
The Pioneer Woman! It's the Pioneer Woman! I hate her! Any recipe by her. Because it's all stolen and she's terrible. I hate her.
I've never heard of this woman.
I'll sign on to hating pioneers. That's
Yeah!
fine. That's the one that should have exploded.
Oh, man.
That's true, actually. No. And I think there's one real answer to the unacceptable food question, and it is instant rice. Get some real fucking rice, you assholes. I hate you. Carry on.
I just checked HelloFresh's pricing and everything for this, right? Just to, like, you know, have an idea in my head about, like, well, what all was the waste, you know? And this shit was like $20.
What?
He threw out
For one meal?
$20 of food.
That's fucked up.
Well, they were halfway through eating it, so probably like $10 of food.
Yeah, but he
Still, like,
probably
$10
ate
per
like
person
2
is-
little bites.
Yeah, and like $10 per person, like that is a full meal, and then some at some restaurants. Like Panda Express, $10 gets you 2 meals, easy.
And then you have to eat.
Oh, you
have
are
to
not
cook
loading
again.
up at Panda Express the way I am, then.
But you gotta cook again because you haven't finished dinner. Like the dinner's unsalvageable.
No, that's when you just go and get Taco Bell, real Mexican food.
Ooh.
The recipe takes
I bet-
half an hour.
I bet the guy, after throwing away the food, he just went ahead and had like a banana, which is famously a food that has absolutely no problems in its history whatsoever.
Now we're just making things up. We're just making things up now.
No, Chiquita
Well,
hasn't.
that's how
Chiquita
the
hasn't
podcast
thrown
works.
overthrown a country in 15 years. Come on.
And I just want to correct you on something, Kieran, because I don't know how recently you've done anything like HelloFresh. But if they say half an hour, it's like twice that. It's half an hour timed by the guy who does it professionally 1,000 times in a row.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, okay, bitch.
Okay, well, fuck you, buddy.
Go to hell.
I mean,
I
be
can't
better.
cook. I'm busy playing League of Legends.
All right.
All right,
Let's-
you're not winning any friends here, Sophie, with that kind of talk.
And with that, let's render judgment on this poor poster. Ready? 3, 2, 1. No.
You're not the asshole. Holy fuck.
Oh my god, who is this guy?
Give me.
But wait.
So we actually have an update.
Wait, we
this.
do?
We have an edit.
We do.
Hey, thanks for the responses. I know I'm getting a lot of flack for excuses and enabling him, and his actions were absolutely wrong. That's what the fight was about. But I do think that I painted his response in a worse light than I meant to. It wasn't aggressive or malicious, but of course that doesn't excuse what he did. He needs to learn to emotionally regulate, and I think that's something that can be worked on. We're both young, and we're growing. I know most of you don't agree, but I don't think he's irredeemable. To those of you who have educated me on Tejano cuisine, I don't know how to say that word.
Tejano,
I'm
it
so-
would be.
Thank you so much. I'm lacking in knowledge of Mexican/Mexican American history, and it's something I've been meaning to educate myself on for a while.
Fake post. This Reddit poster has sense, like common sense.
No, if
And
you're the poster
introspection,
and you're
it's fake.
watching this, you can't do this. You have to kill him. You
Yeah.
have to put him in the fucking guillotine. What are you doing?
You gotta break up, hit the gym, log on to old school RuneScape and start grinding woodcutting, all that.
Alright, the both of you with your fucking niche games. League of Legends this, old school RuneScape that.
Those ain't neat.
Can we stay on track and call these people insane like a normal podcast?
Yeah, these people are they're just insane. This is the
I mean-
dark woke.
We know they're insane. They're on Reddit. Like that's just a given.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is the dark woke. This is what's wrong with America, and this was the first post.
And we can't even have our taquitos in peace.
The council has spoken.
This next post, genuinely insane. Just
It's like
Mwah.
gaycation levels, honestly.
stay on the gaycation.
Oh, it's so
everyone.
good.
This one comes from r/relationship advice. And it says, I, M37, lost. My wife, F37, is now a gay witch.
Yeah.
Many such cases.
This post is locked and was posted a month ago.
I'm just gonna say it. Your wife's a gay witch and you're not a gay witch yet. Skill issue.
Skill issue. Transition.
Asshole.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just an unsupportive husband.
Correct.
This is just, oh my lord.
It is quite a wall of text here.
The comments, I read some of the comments. Oh my god.
We can circle back on those. Let's do the post.
Let's back.
So, I feel awful sharing, but I'm running out of ideas. My wife and I have been married for almost 15 years, and I feel like I'm in an impossible spot. We've changed so much. Pre-kids, it is as you would imagine, just growing up together and figuring out life. Truly, we were each other's person and best friend. We both came out of religiously traumatic experiences and vowed to keep growing and working through it. Growing as individuals has always been a common goal, and we champion that for each other. However, I'm uncomfortable where things are going. For context, she became very depressed after our second child was born over 7 years ago. She didn't realize she didn't want to be a mom and got crippling depression. She was in bed for days and couldn't take care of our kids or work. I worked hard to get her the care she needed through therapy and psychiatrist, as well as take on full parental responsibilities. And I was fine with that. I didn't resent her. I just wanted her to get better. After a few years, she started to come back and participate in the family, and I was thrilled as I started to recognize the person I had married was back. A big part of the depression was also triggered by her religious trauma. She was part of a cult-like upbringing where she didn't have autonomy of herself until we got married. Excellent choice, by the way.
Awesome.
Get out of a cult, get married.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You do what you gotta do.
I'm curious how she got married to this guy in the first place if she was in a cult.
Well, it says cult-like. It
circle
might
back
not
to
have been that strict. You know, it could have been
I've
Mormons.
always championed her in finding herself. So here's where it starts getting strange for me. She starts exploring more of herself and comes out to me as gay, but maybe bi because she is very into sex with me. Okay, I
Put a
think.
pin in that.
Okay, I think to myself, I'm not sure what to do with that. Then she continues her journey of self-discovery a few months later, and then she tells me she's a witch and believes she has psychic powers. Wait, what?
You guys
I
haven't
want to
done
be
that?
supportive in her journey, but honestly, I am just thrown way off. But the thing that really pissed me off was the next thing. She had a work conference she was going to attend, and she was prepping to go, and she suffered a minor stroke. It was terrifying. I thought I
God.
almost lost her. It was the worst experience I've ever had. Fortunately, she was okay and would make a full recovery. In discussing her situation with the neurologist, they asked if she was on any antidepressants, which she was, or so I thought. I found out after that she had stopped taking them for a couple months. Why, I asked? She didn't want to tell me, but admitted the conference she was going to was actually not a work conference, but a guided session with LSD for some healing ritual.
Yes.
Let women do drugs.
Correct.
Like, what the fuck? She wasn't going to tell me until after because she knew I wouldn't approve. I'm just so lost. I don't know who this person is anymore. I know if you grow, you will become different than you were before, but this just feels like too much. 1, you admitted to yourself you're gay. Cool, no problem. We can figure out what to do. 2, you say you're a witch and have psychic abilities. Okay, I think that's a little silly and don't believe in that stuff, but let's see where it goes. 3, you were just honest about me going to do illegal drugs. I feel bad making a decision to leave now because she has had a stroke and she depends on me for all things financially. But what the hell? I don't know this person anymore.
I got one thing to say about this post, and that is, OP, is your wife single? Like, is she available? Cause, I'm in the market.
I think she should be. I definitely think she should be. This is insane. This is an insane person.
Insanely
Right,
basic.
yeah, OP is insane for not supporting his wife.
Correct.
We are all on the same page.
I didn't think I was going to be able to hit the kill button on women today, but oh my gosh.
Okay, let me back up a bit. What this woman needs is, like, mega therapy, right? Like,
Omega level therapy.
right, because, like,
This
we've
is like-
established...
Well, we
she
don't
was
know.
on-
We don't know that the LSD wouldn't have worked.
Right, because, like, we know she was on antidepressants. She has stopped taking that medication. We know that she has, like, kind of suddenly had this big change in personality, and then she had a stroke and everything. Like, there's something going on here, right? This feels to me like a situation where you gotta be like, hey, I'm worried about you. You're making some, erratic choices and things like that lately.
I feel like
see if she's willing to see a therapist. And if she's not, and if she's unwilling to stop doing drugs and telling everyone she's a witch, then,
Get her committed. Get her committed.
No, never. I will break character. I'll break kayfabe to say, get someone committed in America should never be your answer.
Okay, that's fair, but I'm saying, like, she needs some, like, serious mental help. And
Yeah.
if she's not willing to go herself, if you care about her and you want her to get better, like, they have kids. Like, this is not something where he can just, like,
Well,
stop.
she doesn't even like her kids anyway.
Yeah, but it's not a situation where you can just
Which is definitely
stop.
not part of the problem. Yes.
This is a situation where, like, you need to get her help. Like, she is incapable of doing so.
Well, and I think it's like I think it definitely starts with, sitting her down, having the conversation, being like, are you willing to get help? But in the event that she absolutely refuses, I'm not 100% sure that the answer is, I gotta get her committed, as much as it is, I'm taking the kids and leaving, and I'm gonna contact her family and be like, hey, you gotta figure out what to do with her, because she is clearly not okay. And I understand that's not ideal, if her family is part of, I'm assuming, part of whatever this religious thing was that really sucked. I get that that's another issue here. But I don't know. The fact that those kids makes this all so complicated. Like, if you have the conversation and it doesn't work, like, there's no solution that's not gonna, fuck up these kids on some level.
This is a situation where these kids are just fucked. They're just fucked.
Yes, see, the kids, them you can make get therapy.
Yeah,
you probably should.
Can't really force the wife to do anything, but, like, I want to do a recap here. So she was raised in a cult with major religious trauma.
Uh-huh.
Then was depressed.
Yep.
Then was on antidepressants.
Yep.
Then did LSD and had a stroke.
Yep.
I guess we don't.
I don't think she did the LSD
yet.
Yeah,
we don't
at least
know whether
the
or
one
not
time
she
we
already
know
has.
of. She had the stroke before the LSD.
I have great news. If you think that you are a gay witch after you stop your antidepressants, you have done something else.
You need to get back on the antidepressants.
Personally, I think that if you think you're a gay witch for any reason, you're correct. Because I support women and witches, but that's just me.
I mean, but it is also destroying her marriage.
There's some things going on that I think she needs to work on in relation to her postpartum depression and like.
Well, it wasn't even postpartum.
The religious aspects.
It wasn't even postpartum. It was prepartum.
No,
I think it says after she has the second kid.
It was 7 years after the second kid.
Well, she became very depressed after our second child was born over 7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then it does say that
it was postpartum depression. It was postpartum.
And then it went on for 7 years.
She remained, depressed, it sounds like, for, years afterwards. Which I assume would not be the case if you were being treated for postpartum depression. But it did start with that, I would guess.
It does say that she went through therapy and psychiatry. But it took her, a few years to start coming back. And then she comes out and I'm actually a gay witch.
Gay witch.
So
I'll say
she was on antidepressants after her pregnancy. So her brain chemicals are so out of whack already. Mm-hmm. And then she stops them, presumably cold turkey.
Yeah.
Because nobody just stops taking antidepressants is I'm going to be healthy and I'm going to wean myself off. No, that's not. You forget a day and then you continue to not do that.
So I'll say okay, so there's some flags in this behavior that signify some problems.
You think?
I think a lot of people decide to participate in witch or coven practices or whatever, and it's it's whatever. And you know what? I'll say it. Drugs should not be illegal. That is that's the express opinion of the warrant of the council. Drugs should not be illegal. You should be allowed to do LSD. You're an adult. You know what's good and bad for you. Who gives a shit? Just have fun.
And this is legal advice.
But
this is legal advice.
Yes, this is legal advice. This is financial advice.
Nope.
This is relationship advice.
Yes.
If you want, there's some strain on this relationship because of these new self-discoveries, and it's hard to say which of these self-discoveries are you finally being free to explore the things you want to enjoy versus trying desperately to find an identity after you have become massively depressed about kids you are starting to realize are a struggle for you. But so the list of behavior at the end is we can figure out what to do about you being gay. Okay, well, there's an obvious answer, and it's that she's gay but still likes sex with you, so I think you're the one who needs to make some big changes about that to align with what she seems to already know.
That's real. Just simply trans.
You say you're a witch and you have psychic abilities. Okay, half the universe thinks they can see aura or whatever. It's bullshit. She's going to read palms. and like make predictions that are wrong. Who gives a shit?
And sometimes
You were dishonest about going to do illegal drugs. All right. Illegals here is a value judgment that I don't abide by. Dishonest is an understandable and concerning issue that you are raising, and you need to have a frank discussion about honesty, about where you are with each other. But I think that, like, if you want her to be autonomous and happy, that involves understanding that as an adult, she's going to want to make these decisions for herself. And, like, when the day comes that being off antidepressants completely fucks up and, like, she takes all the money from your joint bank account to spend on JO crystals or whatever, and like leaves your kids destitute or something, and like suddenly ghosts you to go be in a cottagecore little house with another gay witch, like those are issues.
She would be completely valid to do that,
are
though.
Concerning, but they're things that you can understand and come to like a mutual understanding on, even with what has happened, I think. And I'll say it's very funny that, like, you say she didn't have autonomy of herself until you got married, but then at the end, like, she depends on you for all things financial. It sounds like she still doesn't have autonomy.
Yeah.
This is just, like... This is an insane situation. It's crazy.
It's a bad situation.
Yeah, I kind of...
As someone reading a Reddit post where obviously the first answer is always lawyer at the gym, I think this is a salvageable situation, but you as the poster need to be willing to change your preconceptions about like what is respectable or appropriate behavior. And if she is not doing things that like harm your children or their development or your financial future, I think these are things that you can work out and like understand. Like all three of the items in your list are things that like do not have to be disqualifying.
I kind of get the sense that this woman wouldn't function outside of the marriage, like without support from her husband and, you know, financial support and emotional support and all that, if she's already this messed up. So like,
yeah,
I won't say just like kick her out.
I think like she seems extremely messed up from the perspective of OP. She's just a woo-woo coven head who's going to do a drug conference. Like, all things considered, that's not that messed up.
Yeah, but doing drugs when you're already mentally unstable is not a good idea.
Now, here's the thing. I'm fine with the drugs, but I draw the line at lying for no reason.
Yeah.
If you want to be a gay witch and do spells in the forest, at least tell me so I can, like...
join in?
You know. No, so that I can arrange childcare for the kids. Like, what?
Yeah, no, the lying is a real problem. And it sounds like she just thought you wouldn't understand, which she's correct, but also, like, that's just something that you're gonna have to broach and
hang on.
Say, like, if you're not willing to admit to your husband, like, who you are and what you want, then, like, that's a problem. That is the serious problem, and that is gonna be, like, disqualifying.
I just noticed something here. It says she was lying about the LSD conference by saying it was a work conference.
Yes, correct. So
and then it also says she depends on him for all things financial. Is she employed?
Well, that could just be like she makes significantly less than him. Like,
yeah, it's probably something like that.
My assumption is like she told her work she's going on a family vacation and needs some time off, and she just makes less than him or works part-time because like she's still recovering from these other issues. Like,
yeah, I think
again,
we're circling the drain on this a little bit. Are we ready to make some judgment on whether or not this guy's the asshole?
Yeah, I could pick apart her alibi a lot longer, but we can move on.
So, is this guy who has a gay witch wife the asshole? 3, 2.
no,
I
we
don't
cannot
think we
3,
can
2, 1
this
this.
one.
We have a
We
gay
cannot
witch.
3, 2, 1 this?
We have a gay witch right next to us.
I think unfortunately we cannot 3, 2, 1 this.
You gotta at least let me hem and haw about it. Come on.
I would say no.
I would say you're not the asshole for being upset about the lying. You are the asshole for not transitioning and becoming a gay witch.
Correct.
That's true. That's true.
I'm just like dumbfounded. Like, how do you get into this situation for like years and years? Like, you have 2 kids now, and like, he says very into sex with him. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he needs.
Well,
she
witches
needs
are
his
good
cum for the
at,
witch ritual.
Oh,
Yup.
true.
Oh, that
Real.
makes sense. All right, but Jess, what do you think? Yes or no? Asshole or no?
No, I don't think he's the asshole. He hasn't really done anything wrong here. He's just got a very, very unpleasant situation to untangle here with his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, Right, I mean, so the main reason I thought I'd have to think about it is that in the background here, I've been reading through some of the OP's comments. Yeah, and what it sounds like is... So it sounds like, and this is probably skewing my view, that the guy is, like, pretty committed to leaving her, right? He's like, it's divorce time. And it's not clear to me from these comments how much he's done to try to get her help, on the assumption that this is that this is very possibly some kind of, like, psychosis, some kind of mental health type fuckery that's been happening, you know, particularly because she has a stroke. She had a stroke, right? Like, that can fuck with you. So, I think I'm still going to say not the asshole, but, like, it's gonna be a soft not the asshole, because I've decided I don't like this guy's vibe.
Yeah,
And
I've
that's
also
where
been
I
reading
stand.
through his comments, and it seems like he's mentally at the end of his rope. Like, this is the straw that is like breaking it. And he says that he tried to take her to a doctor, he tried to take her to therapy, he tried to take her to a psychiatrist, and she is just not improving at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you are incompatible, then that's just how it's gonna be. And I think, like, I've been joking about, like, none of this sounds that bad, just being like a gay witch who does little gay witch rituals and like thinks you can see the future by reading someone's palm. But like, it does sound like she's gone through some pretty significant mental health struggles and has decided that instead of tackling them in a way that's healthy, she's just going to try and
Just run with it.
completely revamp her life while she's currently married, which is not healthy for your family and your marriage and your kids. So yeah, no, not the asshole. Very unfortunate, very sad.
Also, 37 female. It's just an early midlife crisis. Give her a week, she'll be one in a minivan.
Midwife crisis.
Oh, whoa!
True.
The council has made a decision based on the topic provided.
I think that wraps this one up pretty nicely. And we can move on to my favorite post as someone who is quite experienced in the field, you see.
Oh, for sure.
So, that brings us to our final post. This is posted to r/am I the asshole. This is a pretty old one. This is about a year old. Am I the asshole for sacrificing 100 human souls to cast a wish spell?
No.
I mean, not if you wish for something good, right? Like, if it's a really cool wish. Come on.
They maybe you just needed how many lives did you save with that wish?
Well, like, here's
get into the
another thing.
post.
Like, why did you need 100 souls to cast the spell? Are you bad?
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't
skill
sound like
issue?
it's your fault in the first place.
Right.
Things like that just have costs. So, getting into the post. Okay. I know the title might sound bad, but hear me out. So, I, 28M, just obtained a ring, and when I identified it, I realized it was a ring of 3 wishes. So, for those unaware, a ring of 3 wishes allows you to grant any 3 wishes you can think of, but it comes with the small caveat that every 1 wish, it requires 100 human souls to power that wish.
Mm-hmm.
So, me and my family were dealing with the aftermath of an attack, and our entire town was being mind-controlled, you could say. And we had about 400 people trying to hunt us down for the ring. So I told the other members of my family that I had an idea that could save our lives, but it came with a great cost. And I didn't tell them that it would kill 100 people because I knew they would stop me if I told them, but at that point we were kind of out of options. So I went back to face the crowd of people after us and used the ring, which drained their souls and allowed me to cast the spell. And with my 1 wish, I banished the mind control away, saving myself, my family, and the remaining members of the town. Once we get back to the town, my family kind of realized that about a quarter of the people were missing. And after a while, I did come clean and tell them what I did, and they were furious with me for killing so many people without having any remorse. But they all failed to understand that I alone was forced to make a difficult decision to save everyone. I did what I had to. So Reddit, am I the asshole?
God
It sounds
forbid
like if any
men
of the rest
do
of your party
anything.
had
Men are allowed to have hobbies.
It kind of sounds like if the rest of your family had the ring, you'd all be
Yeah.
dead.
Right.
So I
Like, this guy here
don't know
mind
what the
controlling you,
problem is.
mind controlling your entire town. Like, come on, you
Like,
just had to
you're
sacrifice
getting-
100 people. There's so many people.
You could repopulate
It sounds like they were already mind controlled, so like they were lost from the start.
Right,
So, like,
right. There was nothing to be
You
done.
have 400 sissy hypnote guys, right? And they're all trying to goon.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm interested. Can I join them?
And like, yeah, you just have to cast the wish here, right? Like, you have no other choice. You
got-
don't
Now,
have...
let's get to the crux of the issue. Let's get to the real meat of the problem. I don't think a ring of 3 wishes costs souls to use.
Yeah!
Let me.
I'm
but,
trying to figure out where OP
What
got
kind of
this
bootleg
ring.
ass ring did you get?
Let me
Yeah,
just
'cause, like-
consult my grimoire real quick.
No, you don't need to. I've already got it pulled up. Like, it doesn't have a cost.
It literally doesn't.
It literally. Like,
No, that's kind of the thing about the ring of 3 wishes. It just grants
Yeah.
wishes.
You know what this is? You know what this is? This is someone who's who like really wants to be like a warlock or some shit, and is like, oh, the magic's not cool if it doesn't sacrifice people. But the thing is, they're right. They should be allowed to sacrifice people because it's cooler.
Oh, wait.
He was just doing
No,
it for the
here's-
love of the
here's
game.
what
Wait.
really-
I think I have something way funnier.
Can't be.
There's like some places online where if you look it up, someone will say, oh no, it has a great cost, but because of like how wishes work, you know, the genie thing, how it like interprets it. So this guy
Right.
made a wish, and that wish included sacrificing 100 souls.
He was just like thinking about it a little
that's
bit too
Thing,
hard.
He added that in.
Yeah, he just sprinkled that on top. That's not required.
But also, you have to consider.
That's much better than what I assumed, which is that this guy just decided however many people he had to kill to get to the mind controller was however many people he had to kill, And then afterward, he told his family, "Oh, the ring I found a while back was actually a ring of wishes, but like, it just killed him. Like, I'm so sorry."
That's some good creative reading.
See, I don't think that that's accurate because, like, they say he doesn't have any remorse, but, like, very clearly he does. I mean, he admitted it.
Well,
You don't have to be remorseful
Maybe
to do
they're
that. You can just be like, yeah, I
questioning.
killed some guys. Who the fuck
yeah,
cares?
because like like he made this post because his family was mad at him, not because he regretted it. And you know what? Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, look at the United States government. They kill 100 people all the time for worse reasons than this, right? I think it's fine.
True.
The Imperium of Man sacrifices 10,000 souls a day to the corpse of the Emperor, and yet I'm a little bad guy because I used 100 people to solve a problem.
Look, is Amalon the greatest place to live?
No.
No. But is there a lot less people suffering there? Sometimes a kid is just one kid.
Yeah,
Right.
Can you really weigh the weight of a child's soul versus the soul of all of your family?
And I'll interject my own here. The Convocation of 13 sacrificed half the planet to create Zodiark. Nobody had a problem with it for at least an hour.
Yeah.
Listen, sacrifices are necessary sometimes, and even in this case, if they weren't necessary, as we suspect is the case, you know what? It's cool to do some sacrifices to do magic, alright? Let men have hobbies. God forbid men do
That's
anything.
how you get the cool spells.
Wait, hold on. I think Dustin is going to make a good point here.
Oh, what's up, Dustin?
Oh, I did not think about
Yeah,
that.
oh my
didn't think
God,
about
what the
that
fuck?
at all.
God, Dustin, was this post about you? You know so much about this subject.
That's a good point.
All right, well, our resident expert has kind of swayed me a little bit. Maybe if you think it's going to take 100 people to power the wish, you should reconsider your options.
Yeah, maybe you could have tried, like, another spell. Like, personally, if I was in this situation, I would just go away. Like, I don't need to be in this town anymore.
This dude,
Like,
Yeah, it sounds like they've already got like their situation pretty locked up.
this dude
Yeah,
has
so, like,
not
you can
heard.
just-
Like it is what it is,
Of
you know.
using
just
Frost
open a
Nova.
door, get out of here, you know?
Like, you just Frost Nova the whole town. Problem solved. You can just go pop the mind controller in an instant. You don't need to kill everybody. They'll just have hypothermia instead.
Also, like, you have to rely on a Ring of Three Wishes. You're 28 years old?
Oh,
Like,
that
come
is
on,
true.
man.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You should be able to
with
get
your
things
life?
done without a wish spell at that point. That's true.
Yeah.
Come on, Unk. Come on, Unk.
Come on,
on.
rules lawyer up. Hit the gym.
Yeah.
Get your
I
spells
think-
prepared.
I think that pretty nicely brings us to the end of this one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think we got it. I think we
I think
figured
we
it
can
out.
3,
I
2,
think
1
Dustin
this.
really
Yeah.
nailed it for
Yeah,
us.
thanks, Dustin. Couldn't do it without you. So I'll 3, 2, 1 us. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry,
Oh.
I'm admitting. I
Whoa.
think human sacrifice is cool, actually.
I mean, you are the witch here, so...
That's true. You are the gay witch.
That is true. That is true. So I guess that's 3-1 for the last one. Once again, the woman was wrong and
Say that.
bad.
can't say that.
Hashtag cancel all women.
Hashtag,
That's
women are wrong. Always.
I'm a gay witch. I'll cast gay curses on you.
Don't worry, I'm immune to gay crime. I can't be targeted.
I have,
You don't
I have
know
hex
my
proof from
targeting.
gay.
The sorcerer's circle has declared.
All right. So I guess we'll see you next year.
Yep.
Will we?
All right, see you next
See
year.
ya.
It's hard to say, really.
Well, you'll
Maybe.
Hard to say.
we'll have
hard
a
to lag.
different. We'll have a more
It
obedient
depends.
woman by
It
then.
depends
Yeah,
on
that's
how
true.
my
They'll have invented one.
I've got a busy year of like pondering my orb, and reading through the tomes. I don't know if have time next year. We'll see.
I got a new tower.
Oh shit! I
They're
gotta come
shipping me
over and
off to
see
the
that.
Forbidden Lands, but I should be back in
Oh.
time.
Yeah, I mean, given the way the government's going right now, I'm probably gonna be replaced by a straight white man by then anyway. So don't worry about it.
Yeah,
We can only hope.
I mean maybe if you got out of that dingy little hut you call a house in the swamp, you'd get somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.